Here I am. I ain't gone anywhere. I'm at my in between camping area that's not in my search area. So I'll be back in my search area on this weekend. I'll be back up there. Um, Sean had stopped by here on Saturday, and I tried to get him to talk about He was standing on the mammoth parade. He was up on top of the mammoth parade. He's seen the mammoths. He knows that. He's seen my mammoths. He ain't seen no salamander yet. Nobody's seen this salamander, but I've seen the mammoths. I showed Sean the mammoths, and there's the mammoth right there. My gosh. Did you see my stash tray? I better tighten up the screws on this thing. It was falling apart. It went whoop because all the weight of the magnets that are holding the phone on it. But what's new? I don't have a script. Never have a script. But how you doing, Huli? And David Santa. Huh. Now that's a new one. Is it Santa Fe? Did they take the fee off there? No fee, Santa? Got the wind just picked up and got my power back on. The something I don't know drove my RV or whatever, but my batteries are keeping the computer going all. It'll keep that thing on till 4 in the morning. Bay Area Bill, Bucky Bill. My mother dated a guy that went by Bucky. But that was, before she met my dad. My sister was in between, so Bucky wasn't my dad. My dad was a champion Navy swimmer and beat guys who come back from the Olympics. And I see my computer. Do you see my computer screen in my glasses? I'd never be able to be romantic with any Bucky. No. Yeah, Bucky. Yeah. Yeah, well, it didn't work for my mother either, apparently. I don't know. The guy, that was in the 50s. He was in the Navy. Probably wasn't killed more then, right? I used to go inner tubing on the Bear River up in Davio's neighborhood. And my cousin lives right there in his neighborhood. I was up there on the Yuba River. There's a little bridge that crosses it somewhere. It's not where the highway is. It's up the road. And I was up there with my cousin swimming, I guess in 2015, 2014, 15. Yeah, it was at the end of the 2014 search season, and I went up to Oregon. And I stayed for 6 months and came back here in May. What's a Bucky? I don't know. Bucky? I don't know. It's like a Bronco Bucky, or you know what they say? What they call rodeo sex. That's when you're doing it with your girlfriend and you call her by her sister's name or her mother's name. And you see how long you can hold on. Yeah. Everybody would know that one, yeah. Yeah, my search, it's like, where's it? What I got? It's like I just gotta look over it more. You never see everything, and you go out there and you've searched all day, or half the day for me, because I can't search all day. It leaves me drained. Like yesterday, I walked. Oh, Bucky, I walked a mile out, and well, it was almost a mile because I got to almost a mile, and there was a fence, and I got to look up. Is that fence? Is that private property or just the divider between the forest and the BLM? Because they got fences that go between the forest and the BLM. It's like the Forest Service tell the BLM, stay off our land. It's crazy. Donkey punch, yikes. Bill, where do you think you find the blaze in the poem? Well, it says right there, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look down at your feet. You're done. um, I still, if the poem leads to the end of his rainbow, then and the technically the end of of his rainbow is the end of his life. So at the end of his life, then the title will be granted. And the word will is in the poem twice. You don't collect on a will before somebody dies, you know. Well, if you know where, the one of the theories is it's in his will. And he's giving it to the other guy, the other person, the other Indiana Jones that's like him. Hey, Jason. Talked to Jason earlier. Ouchie. Hello, let's check in. Click daily. You can check it. Daily live talking to you. Click daily. Hey, how's it going, Click daily? you know our friends over there, Paul, and there's another UK searcher over there, and I got some friends down in Australia that can't come up and search, and they say that they're the opposite of the lead searcher because they can't get within half a world of it. Bucky started it. Bucky, I can get a picture of Bucky for you. Show you my mother's boyfriend, Bucky. It's from the 50s. Oh, what's in that folder? Get Bucky on the computer. No, that's my mom's uncle. There's Bucky. So here's Bucky. That's Bucky. Bucky was a sailor. Turn it into the comedy, sir. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine too. Here's another picture of Bucky. That's what sailors looked like in the 40s or 50s, early 50s. So yeah, that was I guess my mom's boyfriend before she met my dad. She liked sailors, though, I guess. She married my dad. He was a sailor. AGK. Put out a community notice. Oh, wow. They did? The community notice of what? They're giving up finally? Because, it's like, you got somebody here, they prop somebody up, right? Because they think that they're the lead searcher, and they're searching in New Mexico, and now they've given up on New Mexico. They're searching up in Yellows. Doesn't that put them in the back of the line? You're not yeah. You should have, okay, now you're starting over. Now, I've been on the same search area for 3 years. And yes, I found Moses. I found Moses, but it turns out Moses isn't Moses. He's really Thoth. Because Moses is wearing a purple and gold robe, and that's what Thoth says he wears, is a purple and gold robe. So a lot of these stories are just regenerated and stuff. And years ago. What, Jason? Okay. So, he's wearing a purple and gold robe, and Thoth says, I, in my purple and gold robe, raise my arms. Okay, that's what the Moses, his arms are up and stuck out. He's got the little hands sticking out of his robe. But, at the meeting place of the lords of the horizons of the east and the horizons of the west. Well, the meeting place of the east and the west is the Continental Divide. And that's exactly, well, it's close close proximity to where Moses is. He's on one side of the divide. There might be one other Moses on the other side. I don't know. Yeah, there's some people that cheat. And cheating by means that I saw, you don't know if anybody's watching who you talked to earlier or what, but another searcher had told me about somebody who was hacking into people's Google Earth or Google Maps to see where they're plotting and stuff. So erase everything off Google. You got save it as a file somewhere, put it on a thumb drive, and only pull it out when you're making adjustments on it, and then put it back on your thumb drive. Yeah, I was hacked. No worry. Yeah, I'm sure. My computer's been, and it's a hacker or it's Mark Zuckerberg. I mean Zuckerborg, I call him, because he's a Borg. Good luck to anyone who asks me. Yeah, and anybody that stalks me. J.A. Street put his video yesterday. It's like, whoa, what happened? And J.A., if you're watching, I don't think Forrest would do what you're thinking he's done. There are other people out there doing that shit, and Forrest doesn't have the capabilities to do what you were talking about. I don't believe he may have, but he's not going to go after anybody's family or anything like that. There are other searchers that will. And maybe that's one reason my family's not really involved in it, is because of some of the people out there you can't trust. But I'm ready. Where is it? Oh, I'm almost ready for stalkers. I can blind them with my flashlight. Yeah. It's somewhere here. But I got my shotgun back there if I can't find it. That's easy to find. Line up the sights. The blazes, they're blazes. And when I found Forrest Fenn's totem, and he says, so you found it, except there's 40 of them, right? Yeah, I've found 100 of them so far, so. But they're not. Which ones do you line up? Out of these 40 or so, if you're going to make an X, you only need 4. I got 10 times that number of blazes. And how you line up, grains of sand or whatever. He's just deep Forrest, good people. Yeah, Forrest, okay. Eh, when he was poking me in the chest at Fenn and say, "Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me?" and stuff, he wasn't serious about it. That was a cryptic signal to me. What he was telling me, what I told him was, three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. And then are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? And the only reason you would be a threat is if you're the three people that know the secret. Well, one of them was dead already when he hid the treasure. We know which finger I'm going to hide next. And he's still alive, but someone else knows his secret. The other person that knows the secret, this other person here, see, two of them are supposed to, one of them's already dead, Leo Salazar. Forrest Fenn knows the secret. I know the secret. And so there's two alive, and you can't keep the secret if two people are alive then know the secret. One of them has to go away, is what he said. That's why if you know the secret, then you're a threat, because he says, well, you're going to have to kill me because, no, I'm never going to. But it's in his will and stuff. Because the will is in the poem. My book's about to fall apart. I'm gonna need a new one. Yeah. So, yeah, the you see here, will, in the will, the word will and the title are in the same stanza. You assign titles in your will. Johnny gets the title of the car. Susie gets the title to the house. That's where your wills are, where your titles are assigned in the will. And up here, there will be no paddle up your creek. It is telling you you're not going to find anything. You don't have a paddle. There's nothing to find. There's no actual treasure in there. He wants you to find his stories on the canyon walls. And Finding knows, if you've been wise and found that blaze, then he gives you the title in his will. But otherwise, Moses is an important figure that's in his writing too, right? Did he write the stuff that's... Boop. I don't know if that's it. Yeah, no, I don't think that's his hand. That's not his writing. Because he writes like an architect. But he says, Moses was an important figure in the Bible. Okay, so you can't ignore Moses is important, because Moses is the blaze. Leo Salazar showed him that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. And then he carved, because Moses was up there, and he carved a perfect likeness of that Moses, the one on the side of the mountain. Moses was adopted. They're saying Moses was King Tut's father. I just watched a documentary on it. Moses is King Tut's father. And so there you go. Moses was an Egyptian. Even the movie, he was an Egyptian, right? He was born, and they had to put him in a thing and float him down the river so nobody found him and killed him, because he was in line for the throne of Egypt. He was a king, and he came back with his scepter, and he threw it down and it turned into a snake or whatever. So, is my scepter. So Moses was an important figure. But the other thing I like about where Moses is, right, is a chapter right after it. Or no, it's one before it. Right before it is Things I Covet. And he has this one in the Ben stall. The other one is, this one's Ben Stall. Ben Stall did this one, but this one is the mirror image of one of the rock formations I found. And it's near the home of Brown. It's too far to walk means you got to drive your car. You can't go from the home of Brown to the other end of the thing. Well, you can walk it, but it'd take you quite a while and that'd be a hell of a. I couldn't do it. I couldn't walk from one end to the other. It's too many miles. And he's given me these George Washington hand symbols and stuff that are. Look at the other book. One more book. She's in here. And you see, I haven't. You can tell I haven't used this book a whole lot in my research. I should finish reading it. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Of all the warm waters, which one's the deepest of them all? See? He even does that mirror, mirror on the wall. He's looking at old man and young man. Yeah, it's about how I look from the back, too. But, let me see, where is she? There's the chapter with his friend, with the liberal politician organizer or whatever one. I think I'm almost to that chapter. But he's using the same hand symbol as the George Washington painting, and in the same symbol in my picture. This chapter. You see his hand symbol. That's the same as in the Stuart George Washington portrait. The hand symbol. Yeah, you got my text disappearing. I don't know why you're. If you're making, I ain't making your nothing disappear. Yeah. Huh. Why is your text disappearing? Who's my moderator? Do you or what? I don't know. Huh. If I can read the one, then you're not blocked. Gardner's List, hieroglyphs of the Rosetta Stone. That's nice. Yeah, I found the one thing, I call it the Clovis Stone. I showed that to Sean too. Oh yeah, I can see that guy standing there, and those people dancing across there, and yeah, I can see it. I can say I see it here, but I won't tell the public I can see what Bill Gorman sees. Bella, and her name Bella, right? Well, ring the bell. That's different. No, it isn't. Equal means equal. You're a damn chauvinist. That's not what we're talking about. Yes, it is. Everything is on the table. Everything is on the table. So what's on the table? And there's some funny design drawn on the little flower pot or whatever. And there's things drawn on each cup has something drawn on it. Oh, maybe those are the handles. But the handles of the cups are facing 3 different directions. And there's like a fork, like a devil's pitchfork on the table. I'll be damned, I just learned something new. Was found by a French soldier. Yeah, my search area, there's 300 dead Frenchmen up there. 300 dead Frenchmen. Oh, there are hundreds of French graves. Oh, really? How many? Where are the dead Frenchmen in Yellowstone? Come on. Huh? No dead Frenchmen in Yellowstone, I don't think. There might be 1 or 2, but not 300 like I got. Yeah, these guys were killed while we were during the Revolution. Basically, this was a Spanish territory, and back then, this part of Colorado where I'm at right now was part of Taos County. There's Napoleon siege. Yeah. Oh well, no siege. No. 300 dead Frenchmen here in Colorado were killed by the Spaniards and the Indians who chased them down because they were mining gold and stuff. And there's supposed, well, when they wrote it was 40 million in gold back in the 70s or whatever, gold was $25 an ounce. Boy, could you imagine if you had $1,000 of that? Geez. And so here, so you hate lawyers and women both. Women and lawyers both. You're putting words in my mouth, he says. She says, somebody has to help you. I'm not intimidated by your hat. Be careful, Sonny. And he told her I'm not intimidated by your hat. And she said, be careful, Sonny, you're getting brittle. It went on. The waitress had her hand on the phone. We sipped and glared. So yeah, the waitress is ready to call the police because it looks like there's going to be a fight break out. Because she's a liberal and he's not. And I've seen this other channel where, Forrest is a liberal. No, he's maybe a libertarian, but he's not a liberal. I managed. I didn't. I don't believe in boys in Girl Scouts. I don't believe in men in the ladies' room. Oh, this is what Forrest was saying. So there you go. So he's basically telling you he's not a liberal. And then one guy doing the videos says, Forrest Fenn is liberal. No, he's not. Hooli, there's at McDonald's. Mickey D. Yep. So yeah, he said, I've never liked you, but maybe I've been wrong. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? Yep. So, wonder if see lessons from Bella Asbury. So it's kind of like teachers with ropes. Lessons. If there's a lesson, there's probably a clue in the lesson, because people who haven't had lessons haven't got a clue. Like, if you're gonna go out where it's below zero and go searching along a river in a raft in winter, you better bring some warm stuff and you better put it in one of them vacuum garment bags or something that will keep the stuff dry, so that even if you flipped over in your boat, your stuff will be dry and you can stay warm at night. Because below zero, you come up from Florida, you don't know what below zero will do to you. Made me break the window on my RV. I got locked out, and it was like 4 degrees, and that's close enough to zero. But like yeah, from what I heard, Randy wasn't found in the river. He was trying to get out of there. He had climbed out of there or something, and he was wearing his waders to keep warm. If you're wearing waders, you're gonna sweat in there, and the sweat is gonna turn to ice, and that doesn't work either. You got to have layers, and the clothes got to be able to breathe a little bit because you're going to be making heat in there, and to be warm, you're going to sweat a little bit. But I used to go skiing. I haven't skied since '97. Because I've done it too much already. I got a bad enough back and everything. But my feet, I got neuropathy in my feet. I didn't really then, but my feet would sweat a lot. And that's because of the wrong signals already, Neuropathy is you getting the wrong signals from your feet. And so the feet sweat and they get frozen cold. And yeah. Yeah, I've made a few of my own mistakes. When I was a kid, we were out camping, and the fire wasn't going very well, and I took the can of fuel and went to get some on the fire, and the fuel got on my leg, and I was on fire, and I went and I knew what to do. I got in the dirt and rolled in the dirt there, and I didn't. It just burned the hair on my leg. It didn't burn me. So I was lucky. But I know another guy who had a generator running and went to put more gas in it while it was running and had an accident and poof, and he burned like 80% of his body. That's my ex's brother. And omegas, like, well, you only have one omega in the book. I saw the call talking about that. I just had a moth and attacked my eyelid. So I got no, it's not a moth, it's a fly, huh, Jack? I got him. The electric fly swatter. There he is. Here we go. Oh, he flew away. He didn't drop onto the... I'm going to have to zap him again. No, he hadn't apologized for what he said. And, I need that kind of stuff. I got grandkids and stuff, and say something like that about a grandpa, it opens up to, okay, I'm unlimited. I can still say whatever I want about him. I think the call was the steward on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Yeah, what happened to him? I zapped him. And he was dead on he fell off this when I had it up over my desk here. And he was sitting on my desk. I picked him up. And I revived him. Um, he flew away. I don't know where he is now. They like to land on the ceiling, and it's really easy. You just take this and put it up against the ceiling, and they're done. And I had a flying ant invasion over on my property. There had to be a million flying ants. And I thought they were trying to make a nest on my windshield wiper. I didn't know what they were up to, you know. Probably laying eggs at least, or whatever they were doing. They were really uncoordinated at flying. But I was gonna say something about what the call was, but it was something he brought up, and it was Fenn related, but I got distracted, forgot where I was going. Yeah, today I was sitting here, and about 15 people on bicycles come riding by and going up the valley. Had an airplane storm me the other day, about 3 or 4 days ago. Right after Sean was. So yeah, it had to been like Sunday. That airplane came, and he was maybe 50 feet higher than the roof of my RV, and he was lower than the rock cliff next to my RV that's 600 feet away. So he was maybe 100 yards away and 50 feet higher than my RV. It just come flying right past me. I could hear him coming. It was a lot like that C-130 that buzzed me when I was in my search area. I got buzzed by a C-130, and I've had helicopters fly by, and it's Harry's Chase. Is Harry's Chase chat? It is Harry's. Okay. Onan. Single Omega. Oh, the single Omega. A cat has 9 omegas, 9 lives. Each, like, one of his omegas was the Air Force. One of his omegas was his childhood and stuff. And another omega was his art gallery. You see, these are all different phases. My one brother, he used to have a hobby. He'd stay on his hobby about 5-6 years, and then he'd change his hobby. Except for the last 10 years, he's been stuck on being a racist. So, I hung up on him again last week. He gets into these he thinks he's a philosopher, except all of his philosophies are in conflict with each other, and he can't. He'll make a statement that's has the opposites, and so it says oh it's like the beginning of his statement is hypocritical to the end of his statement, basically. And it's like putting an egg beater in your freaking head. You know, how am I supposed to understand what the hell you're trying to say when you're so conflicted with your own thoughts? That's the point. Let's see if I find something else in Too Far to Walk that interests me. The drawings are important because he drew the poem, so he must have wrote the drawings. We should play the hat trick game. Yeah, I can get that out again sometime. We hide the chest under the hats. It was fun. Yeah. It's a game show stuff. But yeah, I had people winning and never gave me an address to send stuff to and whatever. Some of them. Hello, hog balls. Who's hog balls? I want to send you a pic. Hey, Silver Thread. The Silver Thread Highway, Forrest Fenn's ball of string. What happened to that ball of string? It was turned into the Silver Thread Highway. But one other searcher wrote, they had two people post things. They're supposedly quotes from Forrest. One had sent me a message that says that Forrest says that, well, he asked me, he asked him, what about Bill Gorman? And Forrest said, well, he's got a theory that is on point where the bloggers aren't. So my theory's on point and the bloggers aren't there. So my theory's the right theory, but the blogs are all wrong. And you tell somebody like Sean or any other Fenn or any blogger, you tell that to Capro or Mike, and it's like in one ear and out the other ear, Forrest Fenn told me personally, he said, if I was still in the business, I would like to handle your art. That tells me that he can see what's in there. He knows where it came from and what it means. And he's not in the art business anymore. I still need an art manager, agent, whatever you call them. I don't, I can go print stuff at Vistaprint or Zazzle or whatever, and the ink's bad and stuff. I don't know anybody because you really got to, for it to be of any value, you can't get a $15, you pay $15 to print it. You gotta pay, a couple $100 for the print job because it's, a lithograph or whatever, something that isn't going to rub off the paper, And there are certain things you can do to add texture to the painting too, with this clear acrylic. Got it. You can use clear acrylic to add brush strokes to a print. Oh, good man, old man, working there. A kid saddling a spur. I'm reading this thing here. The cartoon. A work bridle, rope, reins, and you just say he's one of the best and biggest cattlemen in the whole country by his gear. He told me his secret of success was that every time he saved enough money to look like a cowboy's supposed to look, he'd buy another ranch. Yeah, that's something that's pretty funny for Forrest, I imagine. The Rusty King. And look here. Look here, out of our way. The little cartoon book. I gotta look underneath that thing. If then that look a little bit like the Gypsy scene. And I noticed, I hate when it comes to my mind, oh yeah, when I was looking yesterday. One, I think it was in this book. There was a drawing and there was a painting on the wall, or it was a drawing of a painting on a, there were some people around, there was a painting on a wall. And anyhow, the painting on the wall looked like so I think those are all inside Too Far to Walk. Those kind of drawings. He didn't spend a lot on artwork in Once Upon a While. He didn't pay for the illustrations. The illustrations get expensive. I know an illustrator. And since I told this friend of mine, this illustrator friend of mine, since I introduced him to a rival down in Corpus Christi, my illustrator friend hasn't been much of a friend since then. So sometimes you got to be careful who you introduce to your friends. They won't be your friend anymore, you know. But I've never introduced the guy to. Well, I guess that would be one person that I should have never introduced to him. But I've introduced other people, and that get along just fine with them. Still get along fine with me. There was a drawing, and anyhow, on the wall in the drawing was the Gypsies. Maybe it was the one with Bella. Because I saw the thing while I was looking that up. And their drawings, there be things, even in all these, like all the squiggly lines that are making shadows and stuff. There might be writing and stuff in some of those. That's my Big Lots member card. If I'm early to visit at my son's, I'll go stop at Big Lots. I bought a couple Tupperware things because this RV's getting old, and when you park out in fields or really even in RV parks and stuff, after a certain amount of time, a mouse gets in, and then he makes a hole for more to get in, and then you're putting traps everywhere and trying to kill the mice, and you go to bed and you hear something. God, I thought I got them all. You open up the drawer to get a fork or something, and there's been a mouse in there that left something behind, and so I have to buy Tupperware to keep my silverware in, and it's just this RV. I've had enough living in the RV. You're ready to park it. And the last when I drove up to go camp up in my search area and then drove back here, none of my gauges aren't working. So some freaking mouse got into the wires. Gotta try to see if replacing the fuse fixes it, but was it? No. There's a drawing in here somewhere. Yeah, there's another clue. This right here looks like some of my rock formations. It's just a bunch of people. And you notice the one in the middle right here? That's Forrest Fenn. Me in the middle. And so you think about if each one of these figures here represents a blaze, the one in the middle, him. There's a main blaze at each end. The gypsies are one end and the stout-hearted men at the other one end, and the school teacher and the double blazes and the Thoth and Anubis and all these other figures are in between the gypsies and the stout-hearted men. And it's if it's in the somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the middle doesn't mean the like it's like not doesn't mean exactly in the middle. You know what I mean? It can be right near the end or right near the beginning, but somewhere in the middle is somewhere in between this blaze and this blaze. So it can be any one of these in the middle. And that's where people have said, you know, I'm close. I just don't know which one. Um, and the 500-foot searcher, he said they found the first two. If they only found the first two clues, then they had to have drove past they weren't looking in the area where the blaze is. Silver thread. Question. Awful big shoes for me. Were they big shoes? And speaking of shoes, here's some more shoes. That story. And she's walking off wearing a pair of shoes and carrying another pair. I bought a pair of moccasins, and it's like they didn't make these for white people with size 12 foot. You got to be able to put your foot in it. You know, it's like my foot was is not. I don't have flat feet. Yeah. Another guy, Ben Washington, user on Facebook, posted. Is supposedly it didn't have quotes on it. It was more like it was something Forrest wrote. Gorman is closest. Period. F. Well, yeah, I'd like to see a copy of that email. But that ties right in with the Gorman's theory is on point, while the bloggers are all wrong. So and those weren't emails. That's what other people have told me. Forrest has said about me. How about now? I can't feel it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, how is my sound? Because this phone won't do speakerphone anymore. And his alligator. I don't think his alligator went back to Louisiana. I think he came up here to the gator farm in Colorado. It's a lot closer. You're good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Now I'm about to switch back over to my old LG phone. This thing. Because it's not broken. And you can see I'm touching the edges, and I can touch the edges without it going, oh, what do you want? You want Google? No. The Samsung, and it's this Edge phone thing, and that's BS. Yeah. Well, I'm going to switch to my other phone because of the speaker phone, because I don't like putting the phone up to my head to talk. I don't like the radiation. And I'm still trying to find that drawing. There's a drawing in the book, and there's a picture on the wall. $17 a square inch. And he doesn't talk about there's a thing on YouTube about Georgia O'Keeffe, and how she did all her drawings from her car. Chris Rodriguez and the Spoon Lady. Awesome. What's that? Angel. Yeah, the girl that died in the river up here was Rodriguez, I believe. And then that's another thing. This girl died and she drowned in the river, and the family went up and put this picture. Let me see if I got it. Oh, what did I take the picture with my phone? Okay. So this girl drowns in the river, and we're all out looking for a blaze. And the family put this. It's in that folder. There it is. I'll show you. So they put a memorial out for her, right? And what's that look? Does that look like a blaze? So that was just put up this year. So it has nothing to do with Forrest Fenn. Is it possible to count the amount of people on the rock wall from the right to left? Find Forrest totem. Let me show you a picture of one of the rock walls. I'll open up a picture of one of the rock walls. But one of the rock walls where I'm camped here, right? I just desktop. Beep. Up, 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 up. Okay. There we go. Okay. With a bunch of figures in it. Let's start counting them. You know, like this guy's pretty cool right here. See him right here? This standing here. There's guys down here, whatever. Okay, there's somebody hiding in there. There might be some sex acts in some of these rocks. Oh, what was that? I'll show you another picture of something that interests me. And so we go down this rock wall. There's more figures. You see these the heads. This is a big head. There's the nose. Here's a bunch of figures. Look at this guy standing here in the middle. See his legs, his body, his head. He's counting the figures. You still counting the figures? See, here's people across here. That was a cool face. And there's another one up above him. See, this guy's got a beard, the two eyes, a nose, and he's got a beard. And there's somebody right above him here. There's someone in there. And that looks like two breasts right there. But there's a guy's face here. Little white chalk dude right down here, huh? That guy? Yeah, but look, see this one next to him. There's somebody in here. So you see their face right in there. There's an eye, nose, mouth, his chin here, and his arms. Oh, I don't know. The white chalk dude. Okay, let's keep scanning the wall here. We're counting figures still. There'd be some more white chalk dudes. There's somebody here in the white. There's a face in there. You see the face in there? Hey, boom. Is he looking out a window or what? What's the white represent? Usually bird shit. and, and there's one of my pyramids back there. See? One of the mountains here is actually a pyramid and has an underground system and air shafts, and I gotta go looking for the air shafts. Ooh, that, you see that? You know what that is? Is that an X? So we're still going down the same wall, right? So when you're trying to find the Blaze, you're looking for his stories in these type of rock figures, sculptures. This big head here. See the two eyes. There's a little guy right here. See his head? There's another head in there. There's another little head right here, and another bigger head. This guy's like sitting here holding the big people holding little people. You know, it's like parents holding children. Where's the air shaft here? In between somebody's leg. Yeah, they say you go right up between her legs is where the tunnel is. That's what your symbol you're looking for. Maybe the air shaft's right here, huh? No, I've got an image where they're supposed to be from Skippy. Yeah, I got one rock formation. It was like a guy swimming with Moby Dick. Right. Hey, poke him in the eyes. And that's his smile right across there. There's somebody right next to him. Is somebody has like an elephant trunk? You see the legs? The legs here and everything. You know, the whole body's there. There's who's this? See, there's a face in there. This isn't normal. Look at these people here. This group of people. This guy's, I don't know. He's reaching over to somebody's head there. So we're back on it. And we're still going across the same wall. We're only halfway down the wall. Oh, my back is hurting. See that profile there? That face? And there's another one down here. See, there's people down here too. And there's people inside these little holes. Well, there's one there. You see? People in the cracks. There's a lot of people in the cracks. A lot of people lost in the cracks. Jason. Ooh. Jason Northface. He is Jason. Still alive. I woke up. Yeah, J.A., I think whoever you're talking about, it's not Forrest. It's some other. There are searchers that are hacking other searchers. and they try and act like they're Forrest. They're imposters out there. Oh, did I get to the end? No. I don't think I got to the end. I think there's more. Oh, that one sizzles out. Let's zoom out. See if we're at the end. Oh, see, I knew it. They start right back up over here. Oh, I know where I'm at. This is the wall over. Yeah, and see this guy sitting here. This is the head, and his big nose. And you see he's made of blocks. And there's somebody laying there. See the skull right there? On its side. His mouth and eye. And there's this tunnel under here. But you see there's a face right over the thing here. I looked in there with because I can turn the brightness up and see inside dark holes and stuff by using the computer. There's some stuff going on here. There's somebody sitting there. You see that person? See, it's a face there. There's a butt sitting there, and there's a leg coming down with a foot there. Even wearing a shoe. And there's another smiley face right in here. Hello. Good night, Silver Thread. Yeah, there's several people. It's like dog pile people or what, I don't know. Yeah, there's scenes in here. See, there's a bunch of heads right across there. Good night, Jason. And you see this wall here is now look at the hill behind. See the hill back here. Behind that hill, there's more of them going across there. Now that looks like a little entry right there. This looks like it might be one of the elephant figures, this eye. And see, here's a big head here, and figures all along there. Man. Okay. Now this picture here, I was looking at, and there was something in here that got my eye. Because this stuff is like a mile away from where I took the picture from, and it's like 7 pictures put together to make the one picture. And one of these, which rock was it? Well, right there. You see this big stone here, and there's only one little spot. It's like there's a golden head in there. You know? So it's like, I gotta go see what the hell that is. Because look how golden color that is compared to everything else in the picture. So it's not like lichens or something. That's what this mossy looking on top of the rocks is. Those are the lichens. But I want to know what's that? I've been in this canyon. I'll have to go look through my pictures, but it looks like Tweety Bird in there or something. I don't know. But I took this picture from way back. See, that's how big because it's a bunch of pictures all. I have the computers. I take the pictures going across, and I have the computer put them together. There I am. Maybe I get another picture ready. Astral connect, direct line to God. That's what I said. The poem. So the first stanza starts with as, and the last 2 stanzas start with so. As above, so below. Forrest Fenn he's messing with the saying there, as above, so below. Now, if I could read the rest of it like that, you know, yeah, save that. Boop, close it. See if I got, no, that's not one. No, I haven't stitched that panorama together yet. I had another one. I'll show you a panorama of the valley here. This is the San Luis Valley, or the Valley of Portals, right? So that's the whole picture. But that's looking, this is to the west and this is to the east. And you could see how the different pictures I took to make the picture, because that was black, I blued it like the sky, I turned it blue like, so that the picture would look normal halfway. And so, let's see, where's Blanca Peak? Right there. That's Mount Blanca. Mount Blanca. Somebody got upset. Oh, that's Blanca Peak. It's not Mount Blanca. There's no difference. So this is Blanca, and my land is right about where my hand is out there. My land is over there. And this is the town of Monte Vista here. And Alamosa would be between there. And so Alamosa is somewhere out in here. This road, the highway there, I don't know. So and that's the landfill there. Here's the landfill facility. There are several Jasons. He's not Jason Dent. He's Jason that comes by and sees me occasionally. Oh, maybe that's the landfill facility, and that's the landfill mound. I don't know. But these other mounds are made by the ancient Indian. They're like the mound people. They had mounds in Colorado too. There's my cell phone tower. And so over this way should be Kit Carson Peak and the Great Sand Dunes. Where are they at? There's the sand dunes. That's the Great Sand Dunes, this light color area across that's the sand dunes. And Kit Carson Peak is just over this way of it. I think it's up here. Yeah. A little more. So this is the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Yeah. Well, I found Thoth up here, and Thoth was known Lord Thoth or whatever, and emerald tablets, and he supposedly went and built the pyramids after Atlantis was destroyed. Is Medina Creek? I haven't been up. I haven't been to the dunes this year. But I heard earlier this spring that it was like a river. I wonder if it washed a deep channel or anything through there. That'd be interesting. Yeah, right. Thoth was the creator, and that's my other shirt. I took it. I put this one on today, but my hang on one second. I'll show you the shirt. I was wearing it. So, boy, I'm glad I took that one off. There he is. It's Thoth. So, yeah, it's my Thoth shirt. It's pretty cool. It's my art. Man, that shirt's got to go to the laundry. Oh, maybe get a good rain. Use the rain for a shower. Yes. And what? I called me from afar, a great distance, all the way to Iowa. Yeah. You can probably see. I mean, he goes up on. He climbs towers, and he can probably see Colorado from Iowa from up there. Forrest said a person with a wheelchair could get to the treasure with a little help. Do you think that still means in the woods? No, but it makes it a lot easier to find it. Yeah. Okay. That means there ain't gonna be no climbing. Or he could get there with a little help from a Jolly Green, maybe. What kind of you never know what type of help he was talking about, you know. But I did silver. I had some silver here. I don't know where all my stuff is right now. I have to. I've got kind of a storage underneath my desk on that end. Underneath this, I got a shelf here, and all of that underneath that is I don't have a garage. Everything's inside. And if I had my BB gun out earlier, I seen Mr. Mouse cross over there. And it's like, go inside the trap, you little bugger. Because the reason I got the BB gun is they know about the traps. You know, these mice are more educated than millennials. You go, hear me all. Hear me all. Yeah, listen good. Yeah. You're. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold. He prayed for D's. I found the Buffalo Cowboy car in the D. Okay? If you're praying for D's, found the Buffalo Cowboy car in a D of the word wood, and you had to be okay. Somebody you go to fucking you go to Yellowstone. I already said the word, but you go to Yellowstone. You go to Yellowstone, and with some old jalopy, right? We'll tie a rope on it, and we'll give you the rope to go throw around the buffalo. Are you brave enough to do something like that? No. If you're brave and in the wood, you had to be brave to lasso that buffalo. And then he says, I didn't realize until much later how much fun it was. They had to walk home barefoot and dripping wet from landing in the creek in the cold. So it was worth the cold. If you're braving in the wood, that's the Buffalo Cowboy car. The Blaze is another. It's his stories on the canyon walls and stuff. Here, the treasure was an offering, believe it or not. You will all know sooner than later. All others said, here, the treasure was an offering, believe it or not. Sooner or later. I'm a redneck and hold my beer. Jason, oh yes, silver. I know there. Going with that silver. Yeah, I've got some silver, right? Gold went up 25% just recently. Silver went up like 35%. Silver is going to make you more money than gold, right? Because silver should be 1/20th the price of gold per ounce, and right now it's like 50th or something, you know. Okay. Viagra, you say? Viagra, no. Niagara Falls, Viagra rises. But you know, a lot of women think that guys that are 60 or something all need Viagra, and that's not true. fully functional. I'm not a limp dick like some searchers. It's inside. Yes, the blaze. The light is inside. Bring your light, flashlight. Bring your light. The light that's inside you, because it's a shaman, like the omnipotent guru. Success is an omnipotent guru. Yeah, the Silver Thread Highway. This is ball of string, but it really kind of gets you in the area. I don't know. I'm thinking, you know, what's the final clue? Is it the repeating double initials, like he's FF, and he talks about Dizzy Dean at DD? Dizzy Dean, 2 Ds. Okay. Denver Mint. How many Denver Mint coins, D's, are in the box? Because Forrest prayed for D's. I don't think he sought out particularly Philadelphia or San Francisco coins. But some are, I guess, some mint. So there's another one. They make some coins at West Point. Great. Friend sold another T-shirt. Music is, yeah. I had a spreadsheet of all the bands I seen, and I had over 250 bands on there or they're popular bands, you know. And I don't know where that file is anymore. I know Jay. I enjoyed those days. Forrest has given me many cryptic signs that that have already done it. It was done 2 years ago. Fenn when he did the hat, doffing the hat, and Washington, and just with his hat popped off his head. This is my. That's what I take my pictures with. My Nikon. Where's the number? I thought it had the model number on it. It's right there. And what do you know? He prayed for D's, and I have a D3400. There's another D. Now this is the lens. This is 18 to 50. This is 18 to 55, and I don't have 55 to 70, but I have. Where is it? Which way? Where I turn? There it is. I have 70 to 300 goes on it, And this one I use a lot because a lot of the stuff, the people, you got a picture of something, we'll go there and get, I took the picture from 1.5 miles away, Some of the pictures, I take pictures from a long way off with that and get a lot of detail. It's like that rock with the little gold thing in it. I was 1.5 miles away from that. But I've been in that canyon, and I got other pictures of that canyon. So I'm going to look through those pictures, and I want to go looking around in there some more. There's a lot of mammoth figures. And I took Sean Dodson there, showed him the mammoth parade, and showed him the catwalk. And I said, look, this is a catwalk here. Maybe they had a mammoth here, and they slaughtered him, and the blood went down this fire escape trough here. I don't know. Don't worry, be happy you change his life to embrace it. Probably be prepared, many blessings, believe it will come. Guess what? They're already happening. Yeah. The one thing, those where Warm Waters Halt pages that were on, some are still going, but the one that's still going, the whoever is doing it is trying to impersonate Forrest Fenn, and I know there's somebody trying to impersonate him because of how they were talking about they weren't talking like Forrest Fenn would talk about his solve. Forrest Fenn doesn't have a solve, But there are still people that are, it's all. No. It's not Forrest Fenn. I wonder about Ben Washington, though. And if a user shows up named George Franklin, we'll know. So blessed are those who believe and have not yet seen. Yep. I've seen, and I believe. I got my art that I make from it. All this is art. Here's the, that's still stuck on there barely. I got some falling off back here that I got to replace. These pictures, you see the one right in the corner there. That's the horse with the blaze on his face. Yes, I am your brother. I treat you such. Yeah. And that's what Philadelphia means. You know that? Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Silver, you confuse the hell out of me. Silver is a horse. Confucius is a man. If people don't use the 6 degrees of separation and stuff like that. Oh Oh, this shoulder suddenly just, ow. I don't know why. I have this thing. It's called myofascial pain syndrome, and it is, suddenly I'll get pain that wrap all the way around my chest, and it's coming from my back because I have so many bone spurs in my spine and stuff. I just hits a nerve. Ow! You know. I am a great spirit. Love is more precious than gold. Yep. Yeah, it's I like using little metaphors and stuff of not exactly what, but hinting at the thought, of the treasure. Silver, you tripped me out. The Silver Thread Highway goes from South Fork up to, where does it go? It goes up near Aspen, I think. Epidurals. Epidurals. Oh, epidurals. Yeah. I don't know if my health problems were caused from having frickin' epidurals for my ankle surgery. Had an epidural from when I had broke a lateral break of my fibula, my left fibula, at A Basin Ski Area on Super Bowl Sunday. When Super Bowl Sunday was it? No, that was the time I fell down, and no, it was another time I went there skiing in May in '89, and I parked right in the corner of the parking lot, right next to a lift, and so I thought, well, since I'm right next to the lift, I'll wear my tennis shoes and walk up to the ticket office and get my lift ticket, and then come back to the truck and put on my boots and skis and go skiing, right? The boots and skis never got out of the truck because I got my ticket and I walked back to the truck, and when I hit the corner of the parking lot, there's like a like a drainage thing or what. So there was like an ice skating rink right there, and I stepped on and I got near the edge of the ice, and then my left foot slipped and went up to where the gravel of the parking lot started again, and my toes caught and my foot folded over underneath me, and I landed on my ass on top of that ankle, and I couldn't get up because my ankle was so bad. And the ski patrol, they put a splint on it and whatever, and didn't send me for x-ray or nothing. If they would have sent me for x-ray, they would have seen my ankle was fractured. Yeah, I was lucky it wasn't a compound fracture. But I had to wait like 2 weeks for the swelling to go down before they'd operate on it. And so then they operated on it, and they put 6 screws and a plate in there. But the thing was, after I broke my ankle, they didn't x-ray me, They sent me back, put me back in my truck with a splint on, and I got a 5-speed Chevy pickup with a broken left ankle and a clutch. And so I'd start out in second gear and go from second to fourth, skip third. and I so I only had to use the clutch to get going, and I'd get the RPMs, and so I could shift without using the clutch. And then I'm coming down the I-70, and they were blasting, and so they had the highway stopped, and I got to push the clutch to stop, Shit. But I drove from A Basin all the way to the old VA hospital by Colorado Boulevard, and with a broken left ankle. Yeah, they finally called me. I got a new doctor to go see. It's Jason's mother. I'm kidding. But yeah, I got a new doctor, and it's not a nurse practitioner. I said I have too many major health problems to have a practitioner. Me likey. Mary Jane, yes. Where? Mary Jane? Where'd you guys go? Oh, there you are. Yeah, I had to fire my last primary care because she was discontinuing my medication, my thyroid medicine, my quinine for lupus, and that keeps my muscles from being totally rigid because my nerves are going like this and making the muscles tight, and so I didn't have to go work out. My muscles were, strong, just because my nervous system's under attack by my immune system, and it's doing that to the muscles. It's so. What happened? I'm doing. Yeah, no. Love for Bud. Well, she don't complain. Not my circus, not my monkeys. It's not my damn planet, monkey boy. Who said that? What actor said it's not my damn planet, monkey boy? Self-medicate. People are mean. Oh. Yeah, and Amelia Earhart landed in Alamosa. There's another clue. She went to Colorado. She landed there because she'd landed there before, and she knew how to get there. Nope, it was John Lithgow. Now you lose me for a minute. Must have been your end, huh? Oh, I don't know what I did. Did I go into a time warp? And when he says it's just a matter of time, you've seen the people that post that it's just a matter of time, matter of time. It's just a matter of time before he passes away. When you're 89, you know it's coming sometime soon. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to make it to 100. Jacqueline, she is a pilot. She might be a clue. Is she the one? But the one in the pilot that's in the book, she died. Jacqueline Onassis, I don't think she's a pilot. But this pilot here, yeah, she passed away. This one. What's that? Receipt? Walmart. What'd I buy? Pizza sauce, country gravy, cinnamon, pepper. Okay, yeah, I don't need that. I was using it for a bookmark. Yeah, this woman, she's passed away. She had cancer, I think it was. Lost a leg and got cancer. That sucks. But there's a map of Yellowstone. That throws you off. Hmm. And it's pretty much only a map of Yellowstone. But this highway, the highway that's here, it goes between, yeah, there's a little dirt road. A dirt road goes between Yellowstone and the Tetons, and you can get into Idaho through there. I took that. I drove my bus through there, pulling my car on a car dolly, and somewhere I got on the highway in Idaho, and so you got a flat. I had a flat on my brand new car dolly that I had bought. Number one woman after Amelia died. Yeah, there's another Amelia Earhart that's a newscaster in Denver, and I wrote her a letter, and she never replied. I thought that was kind of rude, you know. But this Moses is supposed to be a perfect likeness of the rock one. This isn't, when he says he carved a perfect likeness, well, he had to have one to model for this Moses. He had to have a model for this Moses. And that's the rock one up on the canyon wall between the two 300-foot mammoths that are omegas. And why did the omegas disappear? I have the one with no omegas in it. Why did the omegas disappear? Because it's over. Yeah, I know he wants to be around he doesn't want to leave Peggy without him. Yeah, that's one of his. He wants to be around for her as long as she's around. And then if something happened to Peggy, we had to put Forrest Fenn on suicide watch. And then if he disappears, you go out looking for the treasures, and you find it by the smell of his corpse laying on it. But I think the Blazes, his stories on the canyon walls, the ancient ruins of Atlantis, is what he wanted. Was the target of the search. And if you see these things, that if you've been wise and found my Blazes, I give you title to the gold, basically. Yeah. She probably, that's why Forrest ain't got no hair there. She drags him around by his hair, right? Like a and where was it? His prehistoric 3 books. And was that 1 toys, 2 trophies, 3 expensive memories. Yeah, I've got some expensive memories. Everybody's got something in their life that they'll never tell anybody else about. Maybe your brothers and sisters know it, but you'll never tell anybody. Peggy is a silent partner. But she's not the third party. The third party is 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. And what did I find who made all these carvings and stuff in the rocks? My prehistoric friends. What do you think my prehistoric friends is about? The people that he digs their stuff up. They're all. What's funny is here's a bunch of three naked people. There's a bunch of cactus. Ow! Jack, damn, that book is that? What? What book is that? This book? It's too far to walk. And I found one of his shadows. Oh, yeah. If the picture, if there's a picture, then it ties to a word, right? That's his shadow. He doesn't have a 5 o'clock shadow. His 5 o'clock shadow is a 5 a.m. shadow. Not my circus, my monkeys. Silver, are you being serious? Where's Silver? God in the Old Testament was well pissed he was here. He was witnessing with. I said he had something to leave. He was upset. Yeah. Could Helen Keller find it? No, remember he said a blind person couldn't because a blind person can't see the shapes in the rocks. They can't see that stuff. Yeah, the religion of that's why he has Thoth. Where's his Thoth in here? Which book is Thoth in? See, if Thoth ain't in Too Far to Walk, because that would be a clue. If it's in Once Upon a While, it's a clue. He's not. I think he's Once Upon a While. If he's not, you got to do a third edition of Once Upon a While. I think Forrest has another book he's going to release after he's going to release one from the grave. Does this have a? What the heck? What got in there? Something did stuck them two together. Yeah, that's right. The winning searcher or the the person who ends up with the treasure, their books are gonna skyrocket in price. Everything Forrest owns, sky is doubled or tripled in price. So giving away $1 million treasure when you got $15 million of treasures still at home, and those $15 million of treasures he still has at home are turned into 45 million, $50 million in treasures, and so it's worth it to do the books and stuff because it made everything he owned worth more. Yeah, I'm looking for see if his Egyptian stuff is. I thought it was in one of the books. I know it's in a scrapbook on Dale's, and mostly everything was put into these books. And here we go, me and Mummy Joe, and there's an excavation there looking for ancient ruins. So, And then you got abstract art, telling people to be abstract artists and stuff. And yeah, I got to look at anything that's been painted or drawn as possibly a clue. Like, well, the one thing these Picasso, this isn't Picasso. This is uh, a Picasso copied someone else, but Picasso got his idea for his art from ancient cave art, and like Salvador Dali got his ideas from pareidolia. It's known, well known fact. Our lost soul, but we as well. And the recent picture I've seen of his fireplace, somewhere where it was his fireplace, and this statue wasn't there, but he said he's giving it to his granddaughter, and this is his granddaughter holding the statue because it's hers, but she can't have it until both him and Peggy have passed away. So this chapter here is tied to the Things I Covet chapter because that's the same statue. Now, I wouldn't have anywhere to put anything. If I had the treasure, I'd have to. Well, yeah, I'd certainly invest in a real home, not something on frickin' wheels with everything broken down. My generator don't work. My water heater's not working. It's lucky the refrigerator works. The Bullet. Now, was that what year car was it? Somebody said it was a 1941. This says 1935. You guys probably see it. I can't. It says 1935 Plymouth Tudor. My first car. He was 15. Tightly, lightly. What's up, Dev? Okay, thank God, yeah. When I found Thoth, I thought it was Forrest Fenn riding on a bird, fly fishing. Flying and fishing. Fishing while he's flying. A old rusted car from that area in the Madison Valley. I seen a picture of somebody's old rusted car, and it was a '60s or something. But the model I have is like a Ford Model A or Ford Model B, and that's his. Georgia O'Keeffe had a Ford Model A. The Buffalo Cowboys car was a Ford Model A or Model B. I don't know. One of those two. But it's a rusty red Ford because it's rusty. And therefore it's a red Ford. And it's in the D. He prayed for D's. It's not in a D anymore. It's in my shed. God doesn't like hateful, and neither do I. Sadly, I am just but a man, no mercy. And that's Thoth, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. He says, read it over and over and over. Thoth says, read over and over and over again. So does Forrest, read it over and over and over again. Other than fear, but fear itself. You know, King Tut would say the Bible was heresy. And my battery says it's going low at 10%. And it's about 2 hours. So, dope boy. Dope boy. Dope boy ain't got no dope. There. I got some for you. Woo. Got some in my nose. Ooh. Let's do. Yeah, Togo's a great bird. He'll be 20 in December. He'll be old enough to drink in a year and a quarter. Thanks. The older you get, the more times you sneeze in a row. Yeah, Togo, sir, he was born in 1999, December 28th, 1999. So whatever year it is, that's his age. Since it's 19, he's 19. He'll be 20 by the time before New Year's, just before New Year's. So it'll be 20 all next year. And the Canadians took him for 6 weeks, charged me with parrot trafficking. And so I'm a convicted parrot trafficker in Canada. Good seeing you. I hope all is well. Yeah, my battery's telling me I'm going dead, so I better get off. No, No, you guys all talking religion? That's kosher kush. It's been blessed. It's the blessed kush. Yep. Yep. Darkness is coming. And it's 11:14 p.m. and I'm still on battery. My computer has its own battery that'll go for 3 hours. And so once the vehicle batteries go, then I got 3 hours on the computer. But my phone, even plugged in, I'm down to 8%. So it's diving. When I started, I was at 78%. I think I got to get out get out a new charge cable. Maybe that'll fix it. But see, they're down here on the bottom, all the way through all those wires to get to the new charge cable. The brand new Samsung Fast Charge. How many I got left? I got just two new ones left. And if I plug this in, it might save me. I was supposed to have some visitors today. I guess that didn't happen. Let's see if I can... We may lose power and lose signal while I put on the brand new Samsung cable. Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna hide for a second while I. Oh yeah, that plugs in real snug. Yep. Here, if it keeps diving, then we're done. Yeah, it's almost 2 hours now. Jack. Come here, Jackie, Jack. That's his name. A good dog. I got invited to the Australian Shepherd page today because of him. 6%. It hasn't dropped to 5. The lush has fallen. Who? Where? Lush. Kush, not lush. Good. Okay. Give you title to the gold. What? The Colombian gold. So now I just put all my cables back in my parrot food. That's one thing is I recycled the jar, They're real good jars. I got another one. Once the parrot food's gone, you clean it out, scrub it with alcohol, and clean it good, and then you fill it with jelly beans. No, I'm not gone. Are you? Anybody else gone? I'm still hanging at 6%. So that cable helped. It didn't. Chill out. Neither a stranger to me. So. I more follow since I found Thoth up there flying through the forest. Well, y'all, I'm going to go back coding permissions, X with bugs and stuff. Epic Minecraft server. Properly. Oh, okay. All right. Have a good one, Dev. See more. Parrot cake. Parrot cake, Togo. And what's Jack want? Come here, Jack. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on, Jack. What? You gonna come see me? Come over here. I'll give you one of these treats, Jack. You gonna come see me? He sits down. This is my son taught him this, But I want him to come over here and say hi to me to get one. But he's been trained to just sit there and wait until he's told okay. I'll throw it to you. There you go. What? You can have it. He looked at me. Is it okay? Can I have it now? It's kosher kush. That's right, so right there. Kosher kush. 22%. Oh. Okay, fine. I don't need convincing. I'll stay. Where? And how's my battery gone up any? No, it's still just hanging at 6. Is that Tober? Tober who? Tober. I don't know what who's Tober? It's when the other guys are streaming and stuff, and I'm watching them in the chat, and Toby's got me blocked, so I don't see what he posts, and he doesn't see what I post. He knows nothing, and like the Puppet Forrest, there's Puppet Ronnie and Puppet Lou is coming sometimes. We're supposed to see Puppet Lou, and yeah. Oh, if you look on Google Earth, you want to find it's some big round 1 mile of diameter circles between here and Alamosa. There's a few of them, and there's no fences. It's just crop of marijuana growing out in the farm. They make more profit off of that than they do 1 acre of marijuana, it makes $100,000 a year. Silver. Oh, Jack's wanting out. And my battery's dropping down to 5. It's going. Dank brand vape. Yeah, I'm not gonna laugh. If you guys like, if you know, there's a guy, Uptown Grow Lab. Go watch his channel. He's got thousands of subscribers, but he has a live chat usually about 10 o'clock at night. And they sit there and they smoke pot all night long. What, Jack? You come here? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Jack. Come over here. You go come see me? No? You gonna think about it? No, you're crazy. You're crazy. She's not out there, Jack. Really? You see, he wants out. I'm gonna go. Y'all have a nice night. Thanks for hanging out. Good. Well, there's another circus. Okay. Take it easy. Take it easy, Jay. And I don't think Forrest has done anything like that, like what you were talking about. It ain't done nothing like that to me, except for trolling my YouTube and all that. Somebody's telling them don't pay attention to Gorman. But I'll take it easy. Adios.